Well, this one here from Zapita and me from one giant band. All the crowd people all over the world. And to my Belizean brothers and sisters, check it. I know a man, call on Mr. Peters. In the one.
I'm Kagen Gray.
And I'm Cody Culp.
And our project today is on the Hicatee turtle. The Hicatee is a species of reptile that can grow up to 24 inches in carapace length and 40 pounds in weight. It's an incredibly special species as it's the only living species in a family dating back 65 million years, outliving dinosaurs and its resiliency. While at one time it was a common species, it is now critically endangered because of overhunting. The Hicatee are in desperate need of protection and conservation. The Hicatee require a habitat of deep rivers and lakes to thrive. When nesting, they need a flooded forest during the wet season. Once these floodwaters drop, they can oftentimes become trapped in oxbow lakes until the next wet season. During the peak of the wet season, females lay up to 4 clutches of eggs. The Hicatees bore a hole into the banks of the river and or pond to lay their eggs and rely on them being hidden for their protection. BFREE marks these holes and will eventually dig them up and move them to an incubation house. The turtles aren't suited to live outside of water and tend to eat aquatic vegetation and fallen fruits from surrounding vegetation.
Humans are by far the most dangerous predator for the Hicatee. They're being consumed by locals into extinction, and with such a limited range, they don't have many options for other habitat. Populations exist in northern Guatemala and southern Mexico, but they primarily reside in Belize. The future of the Hicatee depends on Belize as a country to come together and make the right choices. In October 2018, the Belize Foundation for Research and Environmental Education, BFREE, observed this month as Hicatee Awareness Month. All month, they held events to celebrate the Central American river turtle. The message was to spread knowledge and pride for the unique species and establish the Hicatee as the national reptile for Belize. And with the Hicatee being the national reptile of Belize, the species is gaining much more exposure with the locals. Instead of eating the reptile, they're taking pride in it.
In the Belize 2016-2020 National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, also known as NBSAP, it states that Belize is home to 118 globally threatened species, 9 of which are critically endangered. Of those 9 critically endangered, the Hicatee is considered at high risk for local extinction. Luckily, conservation methods are being utilized and researched. In 2010, the National Hicatee Conservation and Monitoring Network was formed to spread conservation campaigns throughout the country. In 2011, the Lamanai Field Research Center hosted a Hicatee monitoring and training workshop with collaboration from Dr. Thomas Rainwater, the Survival Alliance, and the Hicatee Conservation and Monitoring Network. These sessions were intended to train representatives from the Belize Forest Department, Belize Fisheries Department, Belize Audubon Society, and Belize Foundation for Research and Environmental Education in safe capturing techniques and standardizing surveying methods. Using these surveying methods, the University of Florida and the Lamanai Field Research Center and the Belize Fisheries Department are leading a long-term research and monitoring on the Hicatee and the New River Lagoon and its surrounding areas. This research is being conducted 3 times a year, and it includes surveying, capturing, trapping, and tracking of the Hicatee through a process of radiotelemetry.
BFREE is the only Hicatee turtle refuge currently in Belize. They were the first ones to artificially create ponds, with 2 breeding ponds for adults and 1 rearing pond for the captive-born hatchlings. They use a well and a solar-powered pumping system to supply fresh water around the ponds. And here's a video of the solar panels that power the facility. BFREE is a 100% solar-powered facility.
Help me with Congo music. I know a man, Calamis are moving. In that one, help me with the Congo music. Our forefathers before us. Me fight bravely for make we see that freedom one never come free. Now this the way home that we parents we fight for. Suffer do it, girl. I know a man, call him Mr. Beltran. He play the job on him and the Belize Creole music. I know a man, call him Mr. Beltran. He play the job on him and the Belize Creole music.
Around these ponds are Paspalum paniculatum, a weed-like grass that is the primary diet of the Hicatee, and dozens of fig and breebree trees that are also a preference to the Hicatee. The BFREE location is designed in the rainforest, and because of this, a 10-foot chain fence was constructed to keep out many wildlife predators.
BFREE also has floating islands covered in vegetation within their ponds to provide cover and help clean and oxygenate the water. These floating islands also create a thermal gradient to provide a variety of temperatures for the turtles to choose from. 10 small tanks are kept separate from the ponds where the juveniles are held. For their protection, a mesh is kept over the tanks to prevent predators from consuming them. Stool samples are also taken to monitor microorganisms such as bacteria and parasites, making sure the population stays healthy at all times. BFREE is also making sure to keep their tanks clean and safe for the juveniles. After a tank change, they rub a solution onto their shells to prevent any sort of damage or harm due to tank captivity.
By breeding the Hicatee in captivity, there's a greater possibility of offspring release and repatriation into areas that are currently experiencing high decline or extirpation. Also, by breeding in captivity, it rewards a valuable opportunity to study the Hicatee's reproductive biology, diet, and behavior, processes that are otherwise hard to study in the field. Utilizing this information can help inform conservation strategies and actions in future projects. BFREE is also focusing on public outreach for awareness on the Hicatee. They host high school and college student groups ranging from Canada, USA, and the UK. In 2015, the HCRC staff started offering tours of the facility with educational talks about the Hicatee turtle in Belize. As of recent, visitors coming to visit the BFREE facility have participated in the national hashtag Save the Hicatee awareness campaign and signed a petition banner pledging their commitment to the conservation and protection of the Hicatee.
Current laws and regulations involving the Hicatee. It's illegal to buy or sell Hicatees. You can't capture the Hicatee between May 1st and May 31st. A person can't have any more than 3 Hicatees on them at any time or transport more than 5 in any vehicle. Any females caught must be between 15.2 to 17.2 inches in size. No person shall possess or use a net to take a Hicatee.
Ways you can help the Hicatee population when visiting Belize is don't buy turtle meat or jewelry made from the turtle shells, do not disturb turtle nest or nesting sites, obey all hunting laws and regulations, and support the National Hicatee Conservation and Monitoring Network.